What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Coach Joe here with Heartletics.com. And today's episode is going to be a little bit different. Now, if you guys are listening to this on, let's say, Spotify or iTunes, I highly recommend that whenever you get a chance, definitely go through and wait until this gets to my YouTube channel in the next few days and watch it on there, because I got a nice little thing that we're going to be talking about, which is my vision board. And when it comes down to making a vision board and how to do it, I like to say it like this, okay? There is I'll give you a little background too. Somebody that grew up in a Christian household, right? So a religious home. Things like meditation, things like affirmations, things like vision boards, right? Was always taught to me as like the woo-woo, the spiritual side. Like, hey, that's like, weird stuff. Stay away from that, okay? As I've grown older through my own, personal life and development, right, within myself, I start to expand my mind and be a little bit more, okay, well, hey, it's not all black and white, good versus bad, and whatever the case may be. Let's be a little bit more open-minded, okay? Let's start diving into a little bit more about this, and let's just be creative, right? Let's just figure it out ourselves on, putting a label to something, so to speak, okay? So, backtrack into a little bit. I talked about this in some previous episodes. My, start to personal development all started because of a really, really dark spot where I was in my life, right? Toxic relationship, like suicidal thoughts, depression, and honestly, like stuff that I talk about that helped me with my mindset. That's all this podcast is. Plain and simple, is trying to just share with you guys what has worked for me personally to help inspire you guys to say, hey, this is what worked for me. Hopefully it could work for you also. Same thing with some of the tips and tricks that we give you guys with, let's say, burning body fat or nutrition or training, whatever the case may be. Hey, this has worked well with thousands of guys that we've helped coach throughout the years. Why don't you just try it also? Like we always say this, there's always going to be two types of people that join our coaching program. One person is going to come in, they're going to follow through with the meal plans, follow through with the workouts, listen to coaches. They get great results, right? They lose anywhere from 20 to 50 pounds of fat. They have more energy, they have more confidence, which is great, right? Everybody wants that. But then you have people over here, like Coach Jimmy, bus driver, who loses over 120 pounds. Coach Mark, right, who loses over 90 pounds. Coach Brian, who loses over 80 pounds. People like Mike Berry, who in 7 weeks of coaching reverses his type 2 diabetes, gets off of his blood pressure and his cholesterol medication. These people change and transform their lives, right? Once again, these people that follow through the meal plans, workouts, listen to coaches, they get good results, right? They lose 20 or 50 pounds, but these people really change and transform their life. What did these people do differently? They follow through with 3 different things. And the first thing is that they're open-minded, okay? So that's all I ask for you guys that's tuning in, listening to this, is just be open-minded. We tell every new client, like, hey, act like a sponge, just absorb everything, but like rinse out what doesn't work best for you. And the second thing is obviously constant communication. Tell me and the coaches what you like, what you don't like. Tell us the good, the bad, the ugly, especially the ugly. We're not mind readers and we never will be. So let us know, like when you're liking something, when you're not liking something, especially. That way we can make adjustments. And lastly, number 3 is don't just sit on the sidelines, but actually play in the game. Participate in the community groups, ask questions, be involved in the fitness family that we have there within the groups. And I promise you, your life will change. Okay, so that's the category over here. So I want you guys to start applying that first thing while you listen or watch this podcast. And that's simply to just be open-minded to this, okay? Because if you're somebody like myself who, religious, and then you're kind of like, oh man, is this right? Is this wrong? Does this feel weird? Like, what is this, right? Like, I like to always put practical sense on everything. Okay, so for example, in the next 2 episodes here, we're going to be talking about journaling. Okay, and we had a deep dive conversation yesterday into one of our Zoom chats inside of our coaching program where, hey, we just all talked about journaling. And once again, there's different recommendations, there's different things that you can do. But long story short, when it comes down to journaling, is just journal whichever way where it works best for you. Same thing with affirmations, right? Some of you guys might feel very uncomfortable saying affirmations because in your head, you're like, oh, I am, a millionaire, or I drive a red Ferrari. And you're like, this is dumb. Like, 1, I don't have that. 2, like, why am I saying this to myself? Well, first off, I like to put it as, yeah, if you're saying like I am a millionaire and I have a red Ferrari, like, that is pretty stupid, right? Because in my opinion, your affirmations should be something that is true and then progressing into something that you want to achieve. But when you have a firm foundation of a true affirmation, it doesn't just involve you, it involves other people. That's what makes it special. So you can say something like, I am your first name, and you can say like, I am confident, or I am strong, or just I'm in the process of becoming the best version of myself each and every day. So, like, is that woo woo when you say that? If anything, like the stuff that I talk about when it comes to the mindset, I want you guys to really think about this as this being like your pre workout and your post workout. At the end of the day, like, if you have a pre-workout, right? Let's say it amps you up. There's the beta-alanine inside, right? Citrulline malate, like you feel amped up, right? You have the caffeine, obviously the boost. Well, guess what? Like that's what affirmations is to me. Like if my wife gets a promotion at her job, I'm going to say congratulations. If my son does really good in school, I'm going to say good job. Why is it that as men we have such the hardest times saying those things about ourselves? It's just like we always look for other people's approval, but yet we always hide from within, right? Like we have our own deep down insecurities, and we're so scared to embrace it. That's why I really hope that like the episodes that I share with you, it starts making these mental, switches just flip up a little bit. That's all, right? Because I want you guys to start really manning up. And what does that mean? That means being comfortable with yourself, true love, true self respect, true confidence. Meaning, like, you don't care at all what other people think about you, what other people say about you at all, because you know that you're true to yourself, your values, and your ethics. And that's who I am. And that's why today's episode, we're going to be talking about my vision board. And you might hear from people talk about, oh, a vision board should be, like tucked away and you should never share your goals, or you shouldn't talk about money or XYZ. Here's the thing, right? I'm a 30-year-old business owner that has a thriving business. And at the end of the day, like, my life is great. Okay. I'm not saying that to brag or boast. I'm saying that to let you know that I've always done a vision board. I've always told myself, I'm successful when I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I always told myself I love myself. I always wrote down how I'm feeling first in the morning and thinking about the things I'm grateful for. And guess what? To me, this is no different, like, at all than if somebody wakes up and immediately goes on Facebook. That's it, right? Somebody wakes up and immediately turns on the news. How many addictions do you guys have? Maybe pornography, right? Some guys deal with that big time. Maybe alcohol, maybe drugs. Like, at the end of the day, why is it that, hey, I decide to put out my goals on a board that I can see each and every day? And if you guys look at my office, like, there's nothing, right, but just success quotes and goals. Like, that's what it is. Because I'll be honest with you, at least this is my perception of life. When I was going through depression, when I was going through suicidal thoughts, and it was literally just me against myself because I was my own worst enemy. And at the end of the day, I wasn't emotionally strong. I wasn't mentally strong. I never focused on building those attributes about myself. Yeah, I worked out and lifted weights, but that doesn't mean you're in love with yourself. That doesn't mean you're confident. That doesn't mean you're strong within. There's a big difference. So I had to take time to fall in love with myself. I had to work on myself. And what I realized here, that working through myself, is like, at the end of the day, there's so much negativity in this world, plain and simple. There's so much drama and negativity on the news. And yet people wake up every single day and first thing they do is turn on the TV, right? They're obsessed with it. There's so much drama and junk on social media, but yet what do most people do first thing in the morning every single day? They wake up after they hit the snooze button like 10 times. They go on social media. They want to check their Facebook updates, right? At the end of the day, I'm always going to take a left when everybody takes the right. I'm not going to be a sheep, right? I'm going to be a wolf. I'm going to make my own pack. And I'm going to understand that, hey, if everybody in society is trying to brainwash me, right, into the drama, the negativity, why don't I just brainwash myself? And doing things in a way where it makes me feel good. Some of you guys, right, you love Sundays because, the NFL's on, your favorite sports teams play, you're wearing the jerseys, all that stuff. Imagine how you felt if that was your goals that you're trying to get after in life. I mean, honestly, right? How many times it's like, oh, we're going to Johnny's house Sunday for the football game. We got the wings, we got the burgers. We're going to have a great time. We're going to celebrate that. Well, who's in your corner celebrating you with your goals? Think about that, guys. Like, at the end of the day, I know a lot of people are going to watch this and listen and say, man, this is a lot of woo woo, or man, this is just a weird kind of like feminine stuff, like making pictures and affirmations and journaling. But at the end of the day, the guys that honestly do the stuff that we talk about, and this is huge inside of our mindset coaching phases that we have, right? So we have a 12-week transformation program, and then we have phases 4 through 6. We only have 6 coaching phases at Heartletics. And the mindset coaching phases, we dive into a vision board. There's no difference also between having this and, let's say, a picture on your phone of, let's say, different things that you want to achieve in your life. No difference at all. But what I'm saying is that the guys that we help, and they actually are open-minded and they listen and just start to implement some of these things, right? That's it. Just start to implement, see what works best for them. Their lives change and transform. And I want that for you. I want that for everybody. I'm selfish, and you're going to learn all about me being selfish from my vision board. So with that being said, to me, affirmations, journaling, a vision board is my pre-workout. It hypes me up for the day. My nighttime routine, it is exactly the same. I'm not sitting here at my office praying to God about my vision board and idolizing it. No, that is wrong, okay? Like, I'm a firm believer of that. What I'm doing is having this tucked away over there to where when I come in, it's literally right next to my massage gun, and I use it every single day. So guess what? I grab my massage gun, I turn the thing on, I like doing my traps and my neck, right? So I literally just am looking at my vision board and just reading these words. That's it. Because I know that, hey, there's all these different brain waves that we have. And the first, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes, you're more inclined with your theta brain wave. Before you go to sleep, right when you're awake. So might as well wake up, take a piss, look myself in the mirror, say, hey, dude, I love you. I'm so proud of you for everything that you've been through in life. Here we are today. You're becoming the best version of yourself, and you're on the path to greatness to inspiring millions of people. High five. Guess what? I feel really good about saying that. In fact, before I even wake up to go to the bathroom, I'm already saying things that I'm grateful for. So that's another pre-workout thing that I like to do, right? Mentally getting my brain ready. I'm not checking social media. My phone's off. I'm not checking the news. I don't even watch the news. I don't even know what's going on in the world half the time. Because at the end of the day, like, this is my world, right? How I see things and how I'm trying to get things out. Plain and simple. Like, I don't care about all the drama and negativity. No, I stay in my lane, plain and simple. And come down here, I grab my massage gun, and all I do is just look at my vision board, which we're going to talk into and dive a little bit more into detail right now. And that's it. I go on about my day. Now, like, all this mindset stuff, if you're spending hours and hours a day trying to dive in and meditate and think about it, you're not going to be successful in that either. It's just like, hey, you can dive in and become a certified nutritionist and a certified, strength and conditioning coach. But at the end of the day, like, if you're eating like crap and you don't work out, like, how good is that? Like, is that going to change your life? Absolutely not. Like, you got to apply the actual steps, right? You got to go about your day, like, going through everything. I'm not trying to sit here and just woo woo. Oh, I'm going to achieve success and abundance in my life and my career. And, no, it's not how it works at all. All I'm doing is just saying that, like, hey, when I come down here into my domain, right? Everybody has their man cave where it's like the sports, the alcohol bottles and like bar. Yeah, well, my man cave is nothing but just my goals, right? Things like that, that's going to get me in alignment where if anybody walks down here, they're going to feel very motivated and inspired. And I hear that all the time from my buddies that check out my office. So I like that because guess what? Me, right, being on social media and running my business, I'm already amped up. I'm ready to take on the day. Why do you think that most heart attacks happen Monday mornings between the ages of, let's say, like 9 a.m. and 11 a.m.? Most heart attacks happen Monday morning between those times. You know what I do? And if you guys ever watch my Instagram stories or Facebook stories, what do I always say? Monday mornings is the best day ever, hands down, the best day in the wet. If you start off your Mondays mornings with the positivity, right? With just success, focusing on your goals, focusing on that mindset, you're gonna have the best week ever. So think about that. I'm just this random 30-year-old just saying all this random stuff, right? But yet it's working because you see constantly, either from social media posts, you can go to YouTube, you can hear the other podcasts. Guys are changing and transforming their lives. Not just because they're joining our coaching program and eating healthier and being more active. No, they have a community of guys that want to push them outside their comfort zone and help them become the best version of themselves. Today, I want to push you. Do you need to go make a board and go to Walmart and buy these things and print them out, make it all look fancy? No, absolutely not, right? You can simply just have a photo of, let's say, anything, right? That's going to be a reminder to you that this is why I'm doing it. Successful people do what they have to do, whether they feel like it or not. And myself, I don't always feel motivated. So having a vision board that I can look at, saying affirmations to myself that are 100% true, right? Having these, like just different things around my office that I can look at and feel inspired. Guess what? It helps me on the days where I don't feel like going to the gym. It helps me on the days where I don't feel like showing up. It helps me on the days where I don't feel like recording a podcast. I bet you anything, if you just changed up your morning routine and just turn off your phone for an hour, have a morning routine where it's focused on you and your mindset, that's it. Plain and simple, you and your mindset. Some of you guys are so uncomfortable with yourselves, and that's why you're never going to be successful in life. You don't actually know yourself. You don't actually love yourself. I have this conversation with my buddy all the time. I'm like, dude, every day I'm trying to peel back the layers within myself. I ask myself really hard questions. I want myself thinking. At the end of the day, like the clothes, the house, the business, all this stuff, I'm not even in control over. You know what I am in control over and everybody's in control over? You're not in control over your money. You're not in control over anything, right? You're not in control over your body because you get hit by a car, right? You can get some crazy disease. You're in control over your state of mind. You're in full control over your thoughts. And so when I wake up and I go through my morning routine, I'm taking control over my thoughts, not having the news brainwash me for negativity, right? And scare about the economy. Here's my viewpoint on the economy, all right? I focus on my economy, not the economy, right? My economy, meaning that like, hey, if I'm not making money, okay, well, I'm a man, I'm going to go make more money, right? If I'm struggling, guess what? I'm going to go sell some crap on Facebook Marketplace. If I'm, sick and I need help, right? Maybe I'm overweight and I'm blood pressure meds. Guess what? I'm going to do what I have to do to focus on improving my health. That's what men do. They man up. They don't continue to make up excuses, continue to put things off to the side. They're inclined with themselves. They have that unshakable confidence within themselves. And focusing on having a strong morning routine is going to help get you in alignment with that. Now, with that being said, and now you guys know my viewpoint and my whole entire rant, this is why you guys, like I said, I did have podcast notes that I was going to talk about in today's episode. Those don't do good. Trust me, when I just go on my Coach Joe rants and I just speak, these do so much better. So now I want to dive into my vision board. So on the back, which I will like kind of hide out for you guys, like I do have different things back here that's just like, those are safe to say where it's like, hey, if I ever achieve this, like I want to tuck it away and forget about it. Okay, so like I'm looking at it back here and some of these things I've already achieved, which is crazy to even think about, but just by looking at this, but I literally try to just tuck it away. Hey, set it and forget it. Now, how I create a vision board is like differently from most people. Okay, we got about 10 minutes left on the episode, so let me dive in. And once again, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you're going to get the full glory of it. It might be off with a little bit with my, ring light with the glare, but if you listen to this podcast, wait a few days, check this out, okay, on the YouTube video. So the first things I have here at the top, these are affirmations that I like to say. And I highly recommend that you steal some of this stuff from me. The reason why my family is here in the middle is because everything is in alignment with my family. At the end of the day, I don't really give two craps about money. I don't really give craps about anything because this is all that matters, is love. That's what family means to me, love. And everything has everything to do with love. Just an FYI, okay? So the first thing, affirmation, right? What does it say? It says 1% better every day. Small changes over time lead to big results. Imagine how different your life would be if you said that to yourself. Maybe you're struggling with your health and fitness goals, but if you reminded yourself, hey, 1% better every day, small changes over time lead to big results, I bet you, right? Tomorrow, you'll probably be in better shape than you are today. And the next day, the better shape. And the next day, better shape. Then it says I'm in the process of becoming the best version of myself. I tell all my clients to say the same. In fact, if you're a client, you're listening to this podcast episode, you guys know what to do. Go inside the Heartletics community group, capital letters. I'm in the process of becoming the best version of myself. Say it loud and proud. The second one is change 1 million lives. That is my goal. I'm not leaving this earth until I change and influence and inspire at least 1 million lives. The second thing is wake up every day with gratitude, living the life you wish you had. So, for example, 2 years ago, I was working full time. I was doing Heartletics on the side, right? Trying to grow my passion project into my full time hustle, right? So every day I'm grateful, no matter how bad my days are. Guess what? I'm my own boss. I fired my boss 2 years ago, and I'm never going to work for somebody ever again. So every day I'm grateful for the fact that I get to do this full time. This is my sole income. This is how I provide for, my family, my coaches, everybody. And then here, impact over income. Because at the end of the day, money means absolutely nothing. I want to leave a legacy in this world. Over here at the top right, it says everything is always working out in my favor. Somebody cuts me off in traffic. Somebody asks for a refund. Somebody doesn't sign up for my coaching program. Hey, on to the next one. It's all working out in my favor. Once again, imagine how different your life would be if you start saying some things like this first thing in the morning. But I bet you're not. And that's why you're weak, you're fat, and you're probably broke. That's just the reality of it because your mindset sucks. Then it goes into, I'm worthy of becoming what I'm destined to be. How powerful is that? Right? I'm worthy, right, of becoming what I'm destined to be. Then we get into some of my goals. Okay, so like right over here, a big goal for mine is quality family time, right? I want to be present. And then underneath, I just have a little sentence of all these things, just a little sentence, because to me, a vision board, okay, is a vision within your mind, right? Your mind and your heart, not with the eyes. So when I see people that have like a big house and cars and like a stack of money, like whatever, I guess that's cool. But like to me, I want to do something that connects just my heart and my mind. So by me having like quality family time, and then having this little quote, I'm with my family, I'm fully present in the moment. I love creating these memories with my beautiful, healthy family. Well, guess what? I can see that in my head. I can see that's like, me and my son, like we're wrestling and we're having fun. Maybe we're at a big, dinner or something like that. Like me and my wife are holding hands, like whatever the case may be, it's quality family time. My phone's on do not disturb. Like I'm not getting blown up with millions of notifications like I do all day long. Like quality family time. I can see that in my head. I don't need to have a picture, right, of what quality family time is, right? I can see that. That's my visualization. And all of this just helps me get, once again, in alignment where I can visualize that first in the morning. Over here, multi-million dollar business, plain and simple, right? I say it like this. I am financially resourceful with the income of my business and will use it to provide more value to my coaches, clients, and followers. Let me ask you a question. For everybody here that wants to get rich, successful, first off, if you want to do that, buy the Money Makeover book by Dave Ramsey. It's $10 on Amazon. You're actually going to learn how to be financially independent. Second, learn how to invest into yourself. That's always going to be the best investment. I've spent over probably $200,000 on just mentorship, coaches, different things to help me become the best version of myself that I'm trying to become. That's it. That's an investment because I don't have to work for anybody. I know how to make money on my own. So yeah, I wasted all this money away in college, but guess what? The best investment was a business coach that taught me how to run a business. Like think about that. Anytime you invest into yourself, there's going to be so much of a better ROI, hands down. And the reason why I want to have a multi-million dollar business, one, I think $1 million is absolutely nothing. I think like that's very easy to make in my opinion. But look into this, right? I will use it to provide more value to my coaches, clients, and followers. What does that mean? Well, hey, if I have a multi-million dollar business, I'm going to have more people on staff, a lot more people on my team, right? So payroll, more clients, which is great, but I can provide them obviously since there's more coaches, more resources, better resources also. For the followers, well, let's say I get a better mic, right? Get some better cam equipment, but whatever the case may be, like I invest everything in my business. I learned about stocks long time ago. That's why I always say, hey, if you're, broke and unhappy with your life and you don't know how to do anything with finances, go buy that Dave Ramsey Money Makeover book. Something like that. Like You can literally get anything that you want in this life as long as you start applying some of the action steps. Like that's it. And so when it comes to finances, I'm like, all right, I'm cool. So let me use all the extra money that I'm coming in to pour it right back in the business because I want to get this business to leave a legacy. That's what this is all about, is leaving a legacy. I want Heartletics to be on for years after I'm dead, right? Decades. That's the impact I'm trying to have on people's lives. Just by telling this woo-woo fluff, right? Over here, 100,000 YouTube subscribers. I really want to get that, right? But here's what I have underneath. I am blessed to have the opportunity to inspire over 100,000 people every day with valuable tips on improving themselves mentally and physically. So once again, my vision of having 100,000 YouTube subscribers has everything to do with how can I help them out. That's where I really want you guys thinking about your mindset. What are the things that you can do and say to help out others? At the end of the day, like most of you guys, once again, I said it before, you're broke, you're fat, you're lazy, you're out of shape, right? Simply because of a lack of your mindset. When you start focusing on that, you become the best version of yourself. You start becoming selfish and prioritizing yourself. And guess what? You start recharging your batteries so that way you can inspire others to do the same. And they can be selfish. They can focus. Because at the end of the day, you're not in control over anything in this world. Not your kids, not your wife, not your job, nothing. All that can be gone in a blink of an eye. You know what you're all in control over? Your thoughts, your state of mind. Start taking control of that first thing in the morning, and I promise you, you're going to have a way better life than this crappy life that you're probably living right now. That's just a fact. Over here, 50,000 Facebook members. So there's about close to 5,000 in there right now. I want 50K in there. I love that, right? The reason why is because every day I'm providing value support personally to all the members with helpful tips on creating sustainable habits. So guys that's tuning in right now, right, watching this on the Facebook Live, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to try my hardest to get more and more people into the group and provide more value to you guys, plain and simple. That's a goal of mine. And then lastly, 300 plus monthly clients. And it says right here, being able to personally transform hundreds of lives every month on a personal level is one of the most rewarding feelings in the world. I'm truly blessed. So once again, this is my vision board. Got a few minutes here as we close things up. This is my vision board. Do you hear me say like, oh, I'm a millionaire and I want to become a millionaire and, drive this car? Like I drive a 2012 Honda Civic. Why? Because at the end of the day, I'd rather put money into me and my mindset than my vehicle. I put it into my health. I put into my family. That's what I do, right? That's where all my money goes to, is how can I improve the business to help out others? How can I improve myself to become the best version of myself, to become a better leader for my team? That's what I want you guys focusing on with the affirmations, the journaling, the vision boards, is take yourself out of it. Plain and simple. Like you should only be focusing on what can you do to level up and become a better version of yourself to help out others level up as well. It's like climbing a ladder, right? You're trying to get on top of the roof. Well, hey, and eventually if somebody gets on the roof, like, don't you think you can also like put their hand down there and lift them up and help them up? That's what I'm trying to do. And sometimes that means I got to be selfish. And so as we wrap things up here, once again, I grew up in a religious household, right? Religious background. I understand that, the vision boards, the affirmations, the journaling, it could be all a little woo-woo, right? Trust me, if you take that out of that and really listen to what I have to say in this whole entire video about how you're only in control of your thoughts. The news is trying to brainwash you for negativity. Social media is trying to brainwash you for negativity. If you just have a morning routine that you focus on just looking at something that makes you feel good, and at the end of the day, this makes me feel good. When I get done with my morning routine, I don't need literally a pre-workout. I don't need coffee. I'm so amped up, I'm ready to go. Because guess what? I just have this whole vision in my mind about how I'm inspiring millions of people and having quality family time with my friends and family, and how my business is thriving, and how, hey, I'm leaving a legacy here. So that way Heartletics reigns supreme for the next decades to come. That's going to hype up anybody. So at the end of the day, guys, as we close things up here to an end, take the woo-woo out of it. Do something that feels good for you, that it's going to help you become the best version of yourself. And if you guys want more, stay tuned because I got a lot more coming. Guys, this has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com. And as always, I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scout.